you'd like to hear some Christmas carols, Bob style. Last Christmas, me and Bob worked on the streets. Happy Christmas.
I thought you could use some Christmas cheer.
There's a lot of things I could use right now. Getting my gas and hot water back on.
That cat does not look happy to me.
Can you control your dog?
I wanted to chat to you about a couple of concerns.
You can't take him away from me.
If it's in the cat's best interest.
If a guy who works on the street is being separated from his cat at Christmas, it's got to be done by the book.
You gotta help me. They're threatening to take Bob away. Maybe they should.
Anyone who knows the man and the cat, get in touch.
You have proved your love 100 times over.
It's not normal for a cat to be out on the streets.
James gives Bob the choice to stay at home or go out with him. And every day, Bob goes with him.
Dreamt of snow back when I was
Why is it always about you, James?
What's happened?
Break-in. They took everything.
I'm on my way.
The angels are all around us if we just know where to look.
Merry Christmas, my love. Merry Christmas.
Christmas isn't a season. It's a feeling. Whatever form your family takes, that's what Christmas is about.
And how are you today?
I'm doing good. It's a bit cold. Weather's getting colder here. Christmas is coming in very fast. It's going to be a strange Christmas for me with no Bob about. But
I know. My condolences. I'm sorry to hear about your loss, Bob. It's very sad. I've had a few cats. I have one myself, and had another one before. And when she was gone, it wasn't good.
Yeah, they tug at your heartstrings.
They do indeed. So before we actually talk about the film, I was curious because of all the stuff that's going on in the planet about the COVID and all that. I'm wondering what the situation, especially I know you're working fairly closely with the homeless situation, how the COVID thing has affected those people in London.
Oh, it's been quite an ordeal for the homeless people, actually. The government had initiated this putting all the rough sleepers into hotels, into cheap hotels, but that had the predictable results of the addicts and the thieves and things stealing everything that wasn't nailed down.
Right.
6 of them in a room in some cases. They ended up having to put security guards on every floor. So I think that the hotels and stuff were going to be a little bit hesitant during the second lockdown, and I actually want to make a documentary series on what homelessness is like in different cities, because every city in the world, the government deal with it in a different way and the society view them in a different way. In some cities, they don't want to help them at all. Other cities, they tackle the problem. Other cities, they try to push them out. It'd be a very interesting kind of thing to be able to just, even in England, if I went from city to city and did like an episode in each city, because it is something that with COVID is definitely needs highlighting.
Right. And so overall, from your perspective, as having been there and done that, what do you have a solution? Do you think that there is an obvious? No.
Well, no. I mean, there isn't one. It's not a one-size-fits-all kind of situation. It's definitely something that there needs to be a lot more hands-on counselling and support networks brought out, because some people they need it more than others. Addicts definitely have a different kind of means that they need to be addressed because of their habits and things like that. It's not a one-size-fits-all, but I think a lot more networks need to be opened up.
Right. And are you guys still pretty much in lockdown over there? Oh, look at that.
Sorry. That's Jinxie. That's one of my other cats. He's being a bit needy lately.
Well, speaking of which, when I watched your film the other day, I was laying on bed and I had it on my laptop or whatever, and I'm watching it. And I have a cat. Her name is Twig, and she and I get along great. But she doesn't really usually hang out when I'm watching movies. And she sat on my lap during the entire film.
Oh yeah, no, I noticed that. Bob and Pom Pom, my fiance's cat, they watched when we were doing the edits. They sat and watched the whole first edit with me. It's quite incredible. And Pom Pom also watches Bob's cartoon series. Whenever it comes on, she runs to the telly and watches it. It's strange. So yeah.
I just couldn't believe it.
Glad you enjoyed it. I used to have a cat called Twiggy.
Oh, right. That's kind of what mine is. She's Twig the Wonder Cat. But so you were starting to tell me about, in general, what things are like over there in London with the lockdown.
Yeah, so I think the especially for big issue vendors, they're not able to go out and sell their magazines at the moment. Luckily, the government, for people who have registered for self-employed, they're able to get these furlough grants. But in general, it's going to be pretty devastating for them. So yeah, as I said, there's at the moment people need to highlight it and hopefully try and address it somehow.
Right.
So
a big issue is the magazine that you were selling in the original film, and are you still working with them closely?
Oh yeah, I'm still an ambassador for them, and I still write for the magazine. So
very cool.
Yeah.
So now getting to the film, I'm kind of curious as to how much input and consultation and whatever you have when it comes to making, because it's based on a short story that you wrote. So obviously that's the launching point for it.
Well, it's based on my third and fourth book, which I called A Gift from Bob, and The Little Book of Bob, which is sort of a book about knowledge and wisdom that I picked up from Bob over the years. It's sort of loosely adapted, but I was an executive producer on the set, and because Bob started it himself, I was there most days that Bob was there. Right. So, well, I was there every day Bob was there, but I was there most days of it being filmed. So, yeah, I had a lot of input into it. I think I had a lot more input into this time than I did on the first film, but it was an incredible experience making a film, let alone a second film about myself and Bob's adventures, was very surreal. But also this time I actually managed to be able to get permission to have one of my songs put on the soundtrack. It's not on the film, but it's a bonus track on the soundtrack. So I was actually, because I had to fight for that. For some reason, they didn't want to have my music on it, but you know, it's a movie about two movies about my cat and myself and me playing music, but I had to struggle to get music on it, but I did in the end. So it's on the soundtrack.
It's very strange.
But yeah, you'd think that they would have been more open to that, but oh well. So yeah, there's a song called Angel's Rush, which is dedicated to Bob, which is on the soundtrack.
Now so much time has wasted by been scribbling down these torture lines. Got a friend on my shoulder who lifts me up on a concrete stage during Angel's Rush.
Very fantastic. So when it comes to making the film, is there a lot of give and take and push and pull between, say, you or the actors and the producers and the directors?
Oh, yeah. I mean, Luke Treadaway, he took my instruction really well, which I found I appreciated a lot, because this is his second time playing me. Right. And, you know, he's got me down quite to a T. It's interesting to watch his behaviors and when he's acting as me and thinking, wow, I do that. But as for things like the director, obviously the director has his vision and he's very uncompromising about it, but he did when I had a suggestion that he thought had merit, he did take it into account. As I said, when it came to the music, that was a real battle to be able to even get one song. But yeah, they people, you know, producers and directors, they can be very stubborn about their vision, but you know, we got there and we made a great film out of it. And I think it's a good dedication to the memory of Bob. Definitely.
I was curious. I'm kind of wondering how Bob reacts when he's got you on the set and Luke, and you're got one's playing the other. Did the cat get confused?
Oh no. Bob will always know. Bob always knew who I was, and he knew that he was working with Luke, and he was just a consummate professional about it.
Amazing.
But he demanded lots of payment. Lots of dreamies and cat treats and
right. So speaking of your music, so how is that your kind of main focus these days?
Yeah, I mean, my band, which is called The Wild and Stray, that's, I mean, as I said, there's the music, there's my documentary series that I want to make, and at the moment we're building a memorial to Bob, which is being funded by a GoFundMe, which we've got set up, which is raising money because we're having a bronze statue of him erected in the Islington Memorial Green, which is near where Bob and I used to busk and sell the Big Issue. So
Right.
the scene
So,
that you see the politician in, that's where we kind of started out. So that's where
okay.
the statue's going to be.
Right. Okay, that's cool. So, with these films having been made, do you think they've made any kind of impact or changed anything as far as
Oh,
the attitude,
absolutely.
people's attitudes towards the homeless and animals?
Oh, absolutely. It started with my first book. I never in a million years dreamt that my book would ever become a #1 bestseller, let alone write a sequel, let alone write 8 books. It's been amazing how many people's lives have been touched by mine and Bob's story. It's and it definitely does make a difference. Everybody who's either read, except for the most cynical of people, but you always get a few naysayers. I mean, if you read the reviews on Amazon, I kind of stopped reading the 5, 4, and 3-star reviews. I only read the 1 and 2-star reviews because there's so few of them. But it's everybody who's Bob has touched it's amazing difference to he's brought people together. He's changed people's perceptions. He was a magical little man.
It's an amazing cat. I just want to know how you get your cat to high five you. I want to try and train mine.
That's a secret, that one. A lot of love and attention.
I'll bet. So with the film coming out here in New Zealand, what's next for you?
As I said, we're trying to do the documentary series and my music. Yeah, so I'm trying to put together an album. Hopefully we'll get signed soon. So we're trying to get a label.
Right.
Trying to find a producer for the documentary series, and concentrating on getting the memorial made.
Right. Sounds like you got your hands full. And
oh yeah, and writing for the Big Issue.
Right. And so when you write for the Big Issue, what are you mostly writing about?
Well, obviously in the past it was articles about what Bob and I had been up to, and how we thought about how things could be changed in certain ways. Yeah, it's varying, but I think the next thing I'll be writing for the Big Issue will hopefully be about adopting a puppy. Mm-hmm. So we're planning to adopt a puppy into our family. My fiance is very keen on a dog. So
very good. You got to be careful though. You don't want to get too big of a dog. It's sitting on your shoulders.
Oh no, we're getting a small breed, but I don't think it'll be going on my shoulders.
All right. Very good. Well, about your music. So are you writing the songs? Is there a band involved, or is it you solo?
Yeah, the band is called The Wild and Stray. It's mainly myself and my guitarist Henry Facey. He's right. A solo musician, but he works with me on this other project. See the traffic passing by, that slowly come to life. Now the old bills come, they say time to move on. I gotta pack my sleeping bag, keep my head down and be gone. The songs are written by me, but he does the compositions for them. So yeah, I think the songs we write, we don't like write a whole album. We write a song that means something to us, and I think the lyrics on my songs are all very strong, you know. So you should have a listen to them and check them out.
Well, it definitely will. And are you able to perform live, or how has your life changed in the last, say, 6 months with everything going on?
Well, obviously, with Bob passing away, it's been a bit of 2020 has been a shit year for everyone, isn't it? You know, but it's taken so much from me in the case of Bob. The music we do occasionally, we do a live stream, right. But there are no real venue situations at the moment. But when there are, Henry and I will be performing some venues. Yeah, so it's let's see what 2021 brings with a vaccine, hopefully.
It's just amazing. Well, we're actually kind of out of lockdown here in New Zealand. We're in pretty good shape at the moment, so were able to have live music and
Yeah,
whatever.
the only time you had COVID was when you let Brits in, wasn't it?
Well, I don't want to say that. I'm actually a Brit myself, but despite my accent.
What is the accent?
Well, the accent's American. I was raised in the States, but I was born in London, in Aldershot.
Yeah, so how are you feeling about your new president?
Well, better than the old one.
Oh, absolutely.
But that's not
Do you
hard.
think...
That's not, anything's an improvement. Oh, man.
I just can't believe there are people who actually wanted that guy in the first place. You know, it's just amazed me that half of Americans voted for him.
And the fact that it wasn't like a landslide this time around is kind of scary as well. So
I know that is the scary thing.
So I'm not sure how to feel about my fellow Americans, as it were.
Indeed. Well, you know, at least you're in lovely New Zealand, you know. So
that's true. And if you do come down, you just have to kind of sit in quarantine for a couple of weeks, and then you're free to run around and do whatever you want.
It's green and peaceful.
Yeah, it's a strange situation, and hopefully it'll get a bit better, and everybody will be able to do what they need to do. But
yeah, well, just like the vaccines come out soon.
That's right, and of course that'll be just present a whole bunch of new theories, conspiracy theories, and problems with a bunch of people.
What you mean, like the utopia theory, where everybody will be sterilized or something like that?
Something like that.
Yeah. Don't. The Twitter conspiracy universe. Yeah, it's a strange one.
Well, I mean, I'm constantly amazed. I met somebody the other night at a bar, and she started telling me how she was convinced that Hillary Clinton was pretty much the devil incarnate. I mean, it's like, and she was serious.
No, she's just a flawed human being like everybody else.
It's just amazing. And these people are like consumed with these ideas, and
Oh, I know, and don't let's not even go there, because it's mind-boggling how stupid some people can be.
Very good. So what do you hope that people come away with after seeing Christmas Gift from Bob?
Well, I mean, obviously it comes off as a bit of a Christmas Carol kind of story, but I hope that they come away from it realizing that what they might see as a small problem, like the electric meter running out, can be, for somebody in a difficult situation, can be the beginning of a whole chain of bad, unforeseen circumstances. So I just hope that they come away from it having a good time, and that they can share a bit of the Christmas spirit, because you know it's something that it took me a while to get back, but Bob managed to show me a new way. So
yep. So and of course, I mean, you have other. We've seen one of your pets, your kittens, or
Jinxie, yeah.
So I mean, you can't. Oh, there. Very good. Thrilled to be there.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else?
I think that's everything that I can think of. I just hope you have a good holiday. Again, I'm sorry to hear your loss of Bob, because it's pretty sad. I mean, it kind of hits you when you're watching the film, and then the little tag comes up at the end. It's like,
I found it difficult to watch it. Just the final cut, I found it difficult to watch. But you know, it was my job. I had to do it. So
yeah.
But I mean, see that lovely tribute to Bob on the wall over there.
Oh yeah, it's very good.
That's a blanket that somebody had printed. It's that seal pouch material. It's a baby seal pouch, not real seal, obviously, but you know, it's really soft, and they had Bob printed onto it, and it's
pretty
amazing. Cool. Bob just resides over there in his urn now. So,
well, he seems to live on in people's minds and hearts, so that's a good thing.
Oh yeah, he's immortal now, really, isn't he? So